Good morning, DJ Envy.
Good morning, Angela Yee. Good morning, Charlamagne the Guy.
Peace to the planet. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Hump day.
Good morning, guys.
I'm gonna be honest. I might be a little grumpy this morning.
Why is that?
Because I'm a Cancer and we're sensitive and emotional, and because I have a 2-year-old at home, and she was every bit of terrible too last night, boy.
Why? What'd she do?
Just crying, making mad noise when she's supposed to be in bed. I don't know what she was crying for. Why do they cry at 2? I don't know.
No, did she have a tummy ache, or was she just pissed off? She didn't see her show?
I think she wanted to sleep. She didn't see her show. It's 10 o'clock at night.
Well, some of the kids watch cartoons.
I think she just wanted to sleep in the bed with us. You know how kids are. Sometimes they want to sleep in the bed with us.
Correct.
Then you got to make them sleep in the bed themselves. Mm-hmm. She wanted to sleep in the bed with us, and she was not feeling it, so she was making a lot of noise.
So what time?
Until I went and got her and put her in the bed with her.
Easy solution.
So why did you do that from the door? I'm not doing it tonight. Then after that 30 minutes, you're like, you know what?
Because kids don't sleep like how we sleep. Kids don't just lay down on the pillow and cool out in one space. They kick and stretch and do yoga and act like they're playing Twister all night long.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst when you have your kids in your room. Why didn't you put her in the bed with her older sister?
I don't know. Her older sister need a good night's sleep.
Oh.
Yeah, I can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and, just be mad and come in here and curse everybody out.
Okay.
Nuh-uh.
Who not? As soon as I walked in, I cursed Steve.
You cursed the white guy
Steve
out?
tried to touch my coat. Whoa, white man, this is not a contact sport. All right? Keep your hands to yourself.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Well, I had to record an episode of my lip service last night, and I'm doing my lip service live February 13th at Highline, and we have Bobby Lights on. He's Trina's cousin from Love and Hip Hop, and he said he has a little crush on you, Charlamagne.
Who?
His name is Bobby Lights.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm going to tell you something. The kids always love the kid. I'm going to let you know that right now. Hey, that ain't going to never
And he
change.
said he's a Scorpio and you're a Cancer. You guys would be very compatible.
Well, tell him I'm a married man. But hey, man, it is what it is. I can't help it if these guys think I'm a nice trade out here. But if you trouble the clues bombs for the kids thinking I'm a nice trade.
But if he wasn't married, you might give him a shot.
Listen, a bad guy like me doesn't turn down anybody who appreciates me, okay? Because I'm the bad guy. So when you're the bad guy, you have a lot of people that don't like you. So the people that do dig you, I embrace them, all right?
Well, it is hump day.
All right.
I ain't gonna be no humping over here.
Okay.
Think I won't scream me too if I get any unwanted humps. You better keep your hands to yourself. To keep telling y'all this is a non-contact sport.
My goodness. All right. Well, this morning, Cipha Sounds will be joining us.
Oh.
Now, that's exciting for me because that's my first job in radio was as Cipha Sounds co-host on the Cipha Sounds Affected Sirius satellite radio.
Cipha used to be our competition
correct,
here in New York. He used to be on another morning show.
But he's a genuinely nice guy.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. He's just a nice person. He's not a negative anything about anyone. So that was tough for me.
And he's got a good story too, though, because he's got a lot of hip hop history.
A lot of history
that I think people don't know about. A lot of artists that he's responsible for breaking that he doesn't get credit for. A lot of records that he played first that he doesn't get credit for. Been around a long time.
And now he's a comedian with a show on True TV. So shout out to Cipha Sounds.
The show comes on tonight, doesn't it? It's called Laugh Mob.
Laugh Mob, I believe.
Yeah, Laugh Mob comes on tonight. I forgot what time.
So we'll kick it with Cipha in a little bit. But front page news, what we talking about?
Man, we are going to talk about this Kentucky school shooting. 2 students killed. We'll give you the information on what happened in Kentucky.
Okay, we'll get into all that and more. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. I ain't gonna lie, for the last 2 weeks, when I get home, I just turn social media off, and I don't know what goes on until the morning.
I've been on that, brother.
It's amazing. We wake up in the morning, you're like, wow, that happened?
And I don't even look at it till I get in here, because I'm not messing up the tone of my day when I wake up 5 in the morning. Wow. I wake up 5 in the morning, I pray, I meditate, I read my Joel Osteen Daily Affirmation, and I listen to Oprah Super Soul Podcast, goddammit.
I pray and listen to the news, but...
I wake up in the morning and I look at Baller Alert, and then I look at Shade Room. I just want to see what's happening.
I don't.
So I can come to work and be ready for this.
Okay, well...
You need to start setting the tone of your day better.
Congratulations to LeBron James. He made he made his 30,000 shot, right? Congratulations to him, 30,000 point, I should say.
And I saw on social media that he actually wrote himself a letter, knowing in anticipation that he was going to make that.
I didn't even know that happened.
Why did he write himself a letter? People were pissed off about the letter. It was his new self writing his young self.
So he put a picture of
saying,
himself.
congratulations, young king. You made 30,000.
That's not impressive.
He released it before he made his 30,000.
What's impressive would have been if his young self would have wrote that to his old self and said, congratulations on your 30,000 point. Now, that would have been impressive. That's some visionary stuff right there.
My goodness.
Well, congratulations to him. I think that's incredible.
Now, let's talk about some sad news. What happened in Kentucky?
Yes, in Kentucky, 16 people were wounded and 2 of them were killed after a shooter opened fire. Now, a 15-year-old male student was arrested at the scene. He will be charged with murder and attempted murder. They are saying that it's likely he will be charged as an adult, but his name won't be released unless he is indicted. They have identified the slain victims. Both of them were 15 years old, Bailey Holt and Preston Cope. Bailey died at the high school and Preston died at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville. So the suspect, armed with a handgun, walked into the school 8:57 a.m. and started shooting. They said the first 911 call was received 2 minutes later. The victims were between the ages of 14 and 18. And 14 of those victims were male, 6 of them were female.
So they're not going to release his name because he's a minor?
Well, until they indict him.
Oh.
You know, the sad part about it.
He's the suspect. Right now he's the suspect until they...
If his last name was Muhammad, they'd have been had his name out, by the way.
You know, the sad part about that, as a kid, you know, your parents teach you certain things. Like if you're taking the bus, you put your bus pass in your front pocket, you put your money in your front pocket. But now I got to teach my daughter, if she hears a shooting in her high school, what she needs to do to get out of there. And that's crazy to me.
And imagine being a parent and trying to reach your student. One of them, Daniel Austin, he's a 17-year-old special needs student. He was hospitalized, and his parents just kept calling his cell phone until somebody in the emergency room actually picked up and told the parents that he was shot.
That's crazy. Yeah, some of those schools, I forgot where I was at. Might have been somewhere in Jersey where they said they have training for school shootings.
Yeah,
like how they used to have like hurricane training for us, earthquake training. They have training for school shootings, which I thought was crazy when I heard it, but then I'm like,
then this happens.
Sadly, I guess it's necessary.
No, it definitely is. You got to teach your daughter, you know, lock the classroom door, get low, or if you're outside, run behind a car, something that if a bullet does go through, it can't go through. You know, that's crazy. I have to teach my daughter that.
I can't remember where I heard this, but they say like it's one school where all the doors lock automatically, and they have it to where you can walk in between classrooms without having to come out of the doors. Yeah, without having to walk through the door, we could just walk through classrooms. And they do that for school shootings.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot where that was at. Can't remember.
All right, well, that's front page news. Now, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Maybe you had a bad night or bad morning, or maybe you feel blessed. You want to spread some positivity. 800-585-1051. Hit us up right now. Get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Amber from Detroit.
Amber, what up, though? Get it off your chest.
Hey, I just want to tell y'all I'm blessed. You know, life is going pretty good. I listen to y'all every day. I'm happy to get through. I have a question for Charlamagne, though.
What's up, baby? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Do you ever think that you're going to let Snell West Coast come on the show?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind having shit now. Yeah, you know, so every now and then you got to bring a pinata in here and just hit on it and
stop it, man.
And see if candy comes out of it.
Stop it, man. Yes, you can come up here.
Y'all have a good day.
You too.
Ain't nothing wrong having a little crash test dummy on the show every now and then. You know what I mean?
Hello, who's this?
What's up, Envy?
Hey, Trav.
Trav, what up, Trav? Hey, boo.
What's up, Charlamagne?
What up, sis? How you?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
We good. What's up,
Blessed, Black, and highly favored. You calling up here because you jealous because you heard that this little other gay dude was saying I was cute?
It's a black dude. It's a black dude actually has a crush on Trav and tried to holler at him. And
I thought he had a crush on me.
No, who told you that?
You just said somebody earlier had a crush on me.
I said Bobby Lights from Love and Hip Hop. It's a black dude.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about it's a black dude that calls up here.
No. He was talking about, anyway. What's up, Trav?
Charlamagne's so crazy. So look, I want to talk. I don't know if y'all seen this post that's like floating around about this woman that's trying to get everybody to boycott Walmart because they lock the black hair care products up and they keep all the white hair care products out.
No, I
that's
haven't
kind
seen
of.
that.
I mean, as sad as that is kind of funny. I'm not gonna be.
That's kind of funny.
And I want to say, because I'm pretty sure right now it's starting to go viral, so I'm pretty sure y'all gonna see it within like the next couple days.
I never noticed that. What Walmart is
yeah,
this?
what black hair care products are you using?
That's true. You ain't never
but like she actually said, there's a video that she shows like her and the Walmart guy getting into it, like he did something, because like on one side of the case is like all the hair care products geared towards white people are all sitting out, and then when she goes to the other side behind the glass case, like literally all the black hair care products are locked up behind the case, listen, I'm trying to tell
Okay,
my
I just
cousin
found
like-
it. It's on World Star.
But they do lock up the things that are the most stolen things in the store, regardless of
And
what
I was
they are.
about to say, because they stealing.
Lord
Now,
have mercy.
Trav, so you think this is okay?
Cause baby food, they lock up baby food all the time, and that pisses me off. I gotta go get a keto with it.
When I was younger, I can tell you that it depends where the Walmart is. Because the Walmart in Philly, they lock up all the condoms and lube because people be stealing.
Go ahead, Trav.
Go ahead, Trav.
So, Trav, you
should I
steal
blame that on
condoms
gay
and
people?
Oh, God.
Should I blame that on the bottoms of the world?
You little kinky.
All you little thieving bottoms stealing all the lube and the condoms.
Trav, you just exposed yourself and stealing
All you
lube.
little thieving bottoms in Philly. What bottoms in Philly be stealing?
Goodbye.
Get it off your chest or get it out your butt. All right. 800-585-1051. If you need to get some things off your chest, call us now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Shout out to Trav. I love Trav. Hello, who's this?
Hey, what's up, MB? This is boy Marley D. What's going on?
Marley, what's up? Get it off your chest, bro.
Hey, man, you know what I want to get off my chest?
Go ahead.
I want to get off. I don't like your playlist in the morning sometimes, MB. We gotta get a different playlist for you, man.
Why don't you just tell them that you're not the program director, Envy?
I'm not the program director, Envy.
Well, do something about it, man. You play the same music every morning, bro.
I'm not the program director. The program director picks the music.
Well,
bro.
what's your favorite? What's your
I don't
favorite
pick the
song?
music in the morning.
I just would like a variety, man.
Like what? Tell me what you want to hear.
Can we get a 90s playlist this morning?
No. The program director picked the music. But that's why in the mix I try to throw it back sometimes. I try to play some 90s. I try to play some 2000 hits. I try to play a little bit of everything in the mix. But that's the only thing I can pick, bro. I don't pick the playlist. I'm sorry, though.
All right, no doubt, man. Have a good morning.
They be mad at me, but I don't pick the songs. Hello, who's this?
Hey, man, this is Reckless TV. I got two things I want to talk about.
Go ahead, Steve.
Don't bet against the Patriots. I'm telling you, they're going to give it to Tom Brady. He's 40 years old. He'd have been there, what, how many times? 8?
8.
And him and Trump are president and Trump are friends. They gonna give it to him.
Let me tell you something, sir. Let me tell you something about those Patriots. Now, I respect the Patriots, but I will scream F the Patriots to the high heavens. The Patriots have not been given nothing. I mean, do we not remember last year's Super Bowl?
Now they work hard.
Like, come on, stop.
They deserve
They
it.
gonna go out there and take it.
Also, too, like, with the Kentucky shooting, I'm mad at my coworkers because there was, like, teachers should start carrying guns to school. Do y'all believe in that?
Yes.
Let me think.
And no, I'll say this. I'll say this. I don't know if teachers.
That's a good conversation.
No, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if teachers should have guns, but schools should have armed security. That I think.
Well, see, the problem with that is they're saying it's too expensive. They can't really afford to pay teachers. But I do think that
They're not paying teachers now.
I know, but they're not gonna be able to pay security. But I do think that maybe a vice principal or a principal should take a class where they need to tackle something. They should be some type of armed person.
My mom was a
We have
school.
officers around the school, so
Man, them resource officers don't got no guns. They need
No,
a.
they real police down here. Where I'm from, there's real police walking around.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having armed security in the school. I mean, we got armed security everywhere else.
I agree. I mean, if they can afford it, yes, absolutely.
Would that be in all the schools then?
All the
Or
schools.
Okay.
Why not?
Paralicious
All the
on Twitter said she works with pre-K, and she said they do lockdown, which is they lock all the doors and go to a corner with all the students and have them be quiet with the lights off, so they're trained to know what to do if there's a quote mad dog going around.
Because I just think it's, you know, a lot of these guys that do these school shootings, they suckers. So what they do is they go places where they know they're not going to get shot back at. So that's why they pick the schools and stuff like that.
Well,
Well, I think he probably was a student because he's a 15-year-old student.
Yeah, some of them were students.
But
That go to school and
you don't think he would think twice about it if he knew that there was somebody there that would probably shoot back at him?
Nah.
Yeah.
These kids have a problem. Like they're going for revenge or whatever they're going for. I don't think they would care.
Yeah, mentally there's something wrong.
Mentally something's wrong.
with
Yeah.
them.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, you can hit us at any time. Yeah, we got rumors on the way?
Yes, and Kevin Hart was getting it off his chest yesterday. I'll
Oh,
tell
he
you
was
what
crazy.
he did to the haters. Also, Kobe Bryant, he got nominated for an Oscar, but I'll tell you what the problem is with that.
Okay, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rooms. Let's talk LeBron James.
Well, now LeBron is the youngest player ever to reach 30,000 points. He was the youngest to reach 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20, 25, and now he's the youngest to reach 30,000. He wrote himself a letter on Instagram. He said, want to be one of the first to congratulate you on this achievement tonight that you will reach. He did this before he reached his 30,000. Only a handful has seen it too, and while I know it's never been a goal of yours from the beginning, please try to take a moment for yourself on how you've done it. The house you're about to be a part of has only 6 seats in it as of now, but 1 more will be added, and you should be very proud and honored to be invited inside.
I'll drop one of clues bomb for LeBron James.
I ain't mad at him.
Did he tell his younger self that he would not have a hairline when he gets older?
I'm sure he did.
And that it's probably best to go bald?
Well, congratulations to him as he is reaching these achievements
Yeah,
in his
salute to
life.
LeBron, man.
Congrats to LeBron. Well deserved.
And it's also time for LeBron to let his hair go by.
He is celebrating his win, and that's a win. So
Salute
it's
to
important
LeBron.
to celebrate those.
But you know,
Now,
I'm just keeping the pressure on him, letting him know that he doesn't have a hairline.
This is a good moment.
Sounds like
I know.
Hey,
It is.
what's wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with
let
that.
the man
Listen,
celebrate.
man,
That's a huge
a little
accomplishment.
hate keeps people humble.
All
All
right,
right?
stop it.
And so does the lack of a hairline. Trust me, I know.
All right, now moving on from that, Kobe Bryant, he got nominated for an Oscar for Best Animated Short Film for the movie Dear Basketball, but people are upset about that, and that is all because he was formally charged with raping a woman back in 2003.
Oh, stop
In
it.
the midst of this whole Time's Up movement, they feel like, why is Kobe Bryant being nominated? James Franco got shut out of the Oscars. He
Roman
wasn't
Polanski
nominated.
won an Oscar, and when he was accused of sleeping with an underage girl and got found guilty and fled the country, he won an Oscar, actually. So stop it.
And so I'm just telling you what's going on in this world right now. People are upset for the fact that he has been nominated.
And didn't Kobe get found not guilty?
Didn't he settle? He was charged with sexual assault. The case was dropped.
The charges were dropped.
Yeah, and then she filed a civil suit, which he settled.
But
So he settled the civil suit, but the
they can make a category called best rebound by an alleged rapist. Him, Ben Roethlisberger. Who else could be in that category?
Yeah, but he was never found guilty, so.
Now, Kevin Hart is putting the haters on blast. Apparently, there were a few people that were leaving nasty comments, internet trolls, on his page. And he said, happy Turned Up Tuesday, people. On this beautiful Tuesday morning, I want to shine a light on 4 individuals that desperately need it. I choose to spread love, not hate. But these people choose to spread hate. These are the pictures of internet trolls. You should never get upset at what internet trolls say, because 100% of the time, they are not happy with themselves or their lives. Now, I could slaughter these people with a variety of comedic insults, but I'm not. And then he added them, and he said, P.S. I couldn't help myself. She looks like Arsenio Hall in the face. She has a pair of sweatpants that she made into a thong in her ass. That's pubic on his head. That's just too much space in that first photo. God bless. I love everybody.
Never forget Kevin Hart is a cancer. Drop on the clues bombs for all the cancer nation.
I love it.
Like myself.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little clap back
Hey,
every once in a
listen,
while.
man,
And part of it was, they posted a picture with their child, very cute baby. And I guess people had some negative things to say.
Listen, Michelle Obama said when they go low, we go high. No, sometimes you got to take it to the floor with them. I keep trying to tell y'all that. In 2018, cut carbs, increase clapbacks.
When they go low, I block.
Yeah, I blocked it.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your rumor report.
All right, now when we come back, we got a chance to kick it with former Mexico president. We kicked him with him yesterday, so we're going to get
Vicente Fox.
Vicente Fox.
Vicente
He's
Fox.
got a new book out called Let's Move On,
Let's
Beyond
Move On.
Fear and False Prophets. It's a great read. It's a quick read, too.
He's not a fan of Donald Trump.
Not at all. We're going to talk to him about building a wall. We're going to talk to him about a whole bunch of things, so don't move.
DACA.
We're going to play a little bit right now, and then we'll play the rest of it after the mix. All
You got
right?
any tequila? Let's take a shot with him.
I actually do have tequila.
How you know he like tequila?
Because a lot
talks about it in the book.
Mexicans think it's healthy. Yeah,
He talks about it in the
Yeah, he
book.
thinks it's healthy to take a shot of tequila a day.
Okay.
Read
all
the
right.
book.
We'll keep to it when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Crew, morning everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now yesterday, well, let's get in the front page news first. Yesterday we got a chance to kick it with Vicente Fox. He's the former president of Mexico.
Yes, he was president from 2000 to 2006.
Now I was kind of hyped about this because I've been watching El Chapo for like the last 3-4
Oh my
weeks.
gosh.
Oh.
Here you
What's
go.
all my guys for?
Oh, God. NV.
Did you read the book, though? Because he has a book out. Let's
Jesus
move on.
Christ. He has a book called Let's Move On, Beyond Fear and False Prophets. And I think we should move on from your comments about El Chapo.
No, I was interested in El
Oh my
Chapo
God.
and how.
All right,
the
well,
drug
what's interesting
cartel-
to me is that we're just
things.
coming off of this government shutdown.
I can't wait till they make the Christopher Williams I'll Be Show movie so I can say, you know, I'm sitting here with DJ Envy and I was thinking about him because I was watching the Christopher Williams biopic last night.
And one of the main things, though, is that I feel like Donald Trump has painted this fear of Mexican immigrants who are in this country and saying that they're rapists.
A lot of misconceptions about Mexicans.
And they're criminals, and that we shouldn't want them in our country, and he wants to build a wall. So here is Vicente Fox's response to Donald Trump calling Mexicans rapists and criminals.
What shook me up and when he said Mexicans are rapists, Mexicans are criminals, there's hundreds of thousands of U.S. citizens around the world that migrated to other nations because they are looking for the dream. We have hundreds of thousands of them in Mexico. It's a picture totally, absolutely different to what Trump has described, that he has harmed us very badly on our economy, on foreign investment coming into Mexico, on tourists coming into Mexico, and else and else. I don't think it's fair. That's why I call for resistance, because I suffer the consequences, as we suffer in the world, the consequences of Trump's world policies and world aggressiveness. Imagine the day he pushes the red button.
Yikes.
And he throws a bomb to 40 million North Koreans, and then the same thing will happen with another 40 million South Koreans, and then Japan with 100 million. And what would happen here is it's stupid to think about war when you should be thinking about peace.
All right, and that's interesting because Mexico is our neighbor, so is Canada, but for some reason we have some issues. Well, according to Donald Trump, he's created these issues with how we look at Mexicans, and he explains a lot in his book about the numbers and how the majority of Mexicans in our country are hardworking, honest people.
And if you just joined us, that's the former president of Mexico,
Vicente Fox.
Now, you know, I had to ask him about El Chapo.
We know, Envy.
Jesus Christ.
El Chapo works for some U.S. crime cartel. The headquarters of crime are here in the United States, and they import the drug from Colombia and Venezuela. They bring it through Mexico, hiring Chapos and other leaders to do the transfer of the drug from the south to the north. But they are not here distributing, they are not here selling, they are not here collecting the money, they are not here buying the guns and ammunition to ship them back to Mexico. The huge mammoth demand of drugs in the United States is what originates this.
And we supply the most guns to the Mexican cartels too, as you stated in the book. We're the biggest gun suppliers in the United States to the Mexican cartels.
Absolutely true.
Well, there's your answer, Envy.
There was more. I've been watching El Chapo for the last 6 weeks, but we let him slide. Now, what else are we talking about?
The full interview will be on Breakfast Club YouTube page.
Yeah, and he also, like Charlamagne, does not believe that Oprah should be president of the United States, and he talks about that as well. All right.
Oprah Winfrey.
Correct.
Maybe one of the greatest women that I have known throughout
Greatest
my
human
life.
beings, period.
Person, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that she will be a great president unless she would go the process of learning, experiencing, understanding what politics is all about. It's a different world, believe me.
And that is the former president of Mexico, Vicente Fox.
Yes, and that was one of my favorite parts of the interview too, listening to his process of how he got into politics, because he used to be president of, I think, the Coca-Cola company.
Coca-Cola
I think
for 15 years.
He said his first stint in politics was as a volunteer
ballot watcher.
A volunteer for people at the voter booths.
Yeah.
Yes.
He started from the bottom and worked his way up.
That's right.
Became a governor and then eventually became president.
All right, so what else did we talk to him about?
Oh, and you know, this has always been really important to me, is protecting the dreamers who are here in our country and making sure that they actually get the same rights that we get. People who've been here since they've been 2, 3, 4 years old. This is all they know is home. And here is what Vicente Fox had to say about DACA.
It's stupid for a businessman and today a president to reject such a fantastic asset, such a great human capital, massively produce 800,000 of them or 1 million of them. It's incredible. We wish we would have them, all of them in Mexico as of tomorrow. That would be great for Mexico. And here you're rejecting all that talent that you have invested very strongly on, and you just kick them out of here. That's stupid, the least to say on the side of Trump.
Those are just some of the clips when we had a chance to talk to him yesterday. Now, we go in depth about how he feels about Trump, how he feels about the wall, if he's going to use his, I guess if Mexico's going to use their money to build the wall, and how he feels about the current Mexican president. So we'll play that after the mix, so just keep it locked, all right? I guess that's front page news, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we come back, Cipha Sounds will be joining us. Now, explain to the people who Cipha Sounds is, Yi.
Well, Cipha Sounds is a DJ, but not just a DJ. He's actually broken a lot of records. He used to be on a radio station in New York called Hot 97, and I actually started in radio alongside Cipha Sounds. He was the main host on Eminem's station Shade 45 at Sirius, and I was his co-host. So we have a lot of history together, but Cipha in general has a lot of history, and he is now managed by Rock Nation. He has a show on True TV as well as other shows coming, but he got shafted at his old job, and he's going to talk about all of that.
Yeah, he was our competition, and we'll talk about all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. Take that button from me. I see you about to push it.
Well, I'm not doing that. I was moving it.
We are The Breakfast Club. We have
It's a
we
long
have a
one.
special guest in the building.
Why nobody's making eye contact with me? Y'all mad at me?
No.
Where we at?
Because she's playing stupid. We have Cipha Sounds in the building.
Cipha
It's been a
Sounds.
long time, man. Y'all never invite me up.
He's
Thanks
no
for having
longer
me.
banned. He's one of those people that says you never invite me, but he also never reaches out or anything.
True.
He was like, how come you haven't come to visit me? I'm like, you've never invited me.
I'm bad at inviting.
Well, there's no secret that everyone on the Breakfast Club was a co-host at one point, and you're the
Correct.
first person that one of us ever did a show with to come up here. You and Angela.
Yes,
Yee
Angela.
used to do a show together.
Correct. Yeah, she's my, I hate saying mentee, but you know, I taught her everything she knows, so.
Cipha told me that she was actually trash and that you had to work with her because she was so
Oh,
bad.
she was horrible.
It was awful at first. I never did radio.
Angela had always been the best, yo.
That's not true.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
No. Okay, talking on the mic, broadcasting, you needed a little polishing, but coming with all the news and you knew everything that was going on, like, same like you are today.
Do you miss radio?
I miss certain aspects of it. I don't miss the getting up early part. I'll tell you what I miss the most. Like being on a Saturday for 2 hours, just mixing, people going crazy when you playing all the hot joints, calling up, you know what I'm saying? I miss that part of it. But the coming up with topics every day and the drama, I don't miss.
So the morning show was never really your thing.
No,
It
you
was in the
wanted it.
beginning. It was in the
I always
beginning.
want to know why you did morning because they were setting you up for nights or.
No, that was never gonna happen though.
He wanted one.
Where's your man going?
I guess you're right.
He's still there.
You're right. Yeah.
Right? That's what I
That's
thought.
what they said. They said they would set you up.
In my long-term plan, I wanted to take over nights eventually. That's why I was being groomed that way, but he didn't go nowhere. So the mornings were the best next step for me because of my funny comedy aspect. So when we started the morning show, it was a comedy show. Literally, the name of the show was a premise of a joke. Like a black, a Puerto Rican, and a Jew walk into a radio station.
UK
Black.
Fox.
Yeah, and the other guy, yeah, you hate.
Yes, I do.
So in the beginning, it was a comedy show, which I loved, but then towards the end, I didn't
Now,
like it.
here's a little fun fact.
Yeah.
Cipha Sounds was actually offered the morning show here before he was offered that morning show.
I don't know if it
true?
was a morning show, but I was definitely offered a
yeah,
job.
it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
No, I would think it was
Afternoon.
It was afternoons,
This
I
is before
think.
they hired Envy.
Yeah.
Before they had me, it was afternoons.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay, I just know that they offered you a show
Yeah.
Fun fact world.
here.
Well, I didn't want to leave because there's a lot of different reasons, but I'm loyal to a fault. So I didn't want to leave because I figured that was my home. I planted my seeds there, even though there was a lot more money being offered and a bigger position and stardom and fame. And
I'm loyal, damn it.
yeah, but I didn't want to leave at the time. And then
But did they say loyal to you when things went down or?
no, not at all.
What do you mean things went down though? Like it was a few things. What in general?
Well, at first
Guys, I have a new comedy show on True
let's
TV.
talk about that for real
But I'm
quick.
just saying
We
it
gotta
because
get
it's
into,
gonna
we're
get
gonna
lost.
get into, no, it's
Right,
not.
right,
We're
okay.
gonna get all into that, but
All right.
It's called Laugh Mobs Laugh Track.
Yes.
It premieres Wednesday, January 3rd at 11 p.m.
I just wanted you to.
That- it
It's
was,
already
yeah,
been
that
on.
was
It's
my
already
I just wanted you to say it once before we get into the
No,
drama.
I've actually watched it because Yamanika.
Yamanika.
Yeah,
Yeah, very funny.
Yamanika's hilarious.
Very funny.
I did Smart, Funny, and Black with her with Amanda.
Okay.
She's hilarious.
Now, we said that they did you dirty.
Yeah.
We were asking how did they do you dirty?
So let's get into it, because when we say they,
Yeah.
you can say it was you were at High
Well, we don't know
97.
who over there did him dirty. So let's find out.
But it's where he worked.
Nobody. Yeah, I don't. Okay, nobody specific. It's just. Well, first of all, I'll tell you to give you a piece of advice in your life. No matter how much you dedicate yourself to a brand or to a corporation, you're just a number on a piece of paper.
Absolutely.
So one day your number might be up. no matter how much you put into that company, how much your blood, sweat, and tears, which I feel I did, through the process of a couple of different GMs and then the company merging with another company and another boss coming in who didn't know my history and my pedigree, I got lost in the sauce a little bit.
Well, let's explain to the people that when Cipha was working at Hot 97, I was working as well, and I think me and you were probably the fill-in guys.
Yes.
No matter what, we would fill in every shift,
yeah.
do every shift,
Can
every
do,
show,
able to do every shift.
Able to do every shift.
The only show I couldn't do was K-Slay.
Right.
I could do the reggae show. I could do the new, the underground hip hop show. I could fill in for Angie.
Why couldn't you do the drama house?
I could tell he played records I never even heard of.
Got you.
I just didn't know them, the street records.
Yeah.
So Cipha was the guy that was he would do any show, knew how to do any show, and he was reliable.
Yeah.
When mornings were ended at Hot 97 for me and Miss Jones, they hired you guys. Well, hired Big from LA.
Big Boy, yeah.
Right after, and it was going well for a while, and I thought it was great because this was your chance because you didn't put your heart, blood, missed family events, missed certain things for the radio station, and then
the Breakfast Club.
That happened to me. I was the same thing.
Yeah.
Did the Breakfast Club come along yet?
You came in like 3 and a half years in.
Well, first they offered me a job, I left. I was like, Hot 97 ain't so long to me. I'm going. But you decided to stay, and then they let you go.
Yeah.
Wow,
it didn't happen that way.
No, I
left. Skipped a lot.
People always say because
they put Ebro in first.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Let him tell his story, please.
I tried. Y'all
Jesus Christ. Look, you always want to let your Spanish brother tell his story. All right? Gosh.
And me. I'm Charlamagne.
From Spain, by the way.
All right.
Nah, so I was there for, we were doing good for, 3 years, then y'all came along. And then towards the end, they wanted us to do more drama type stuff, talk about artists and different, I don't like that. It's not my thing. My thing is jokes. Funny, crack jokes. Make people start off their day happy vibes. That's just me.
Why do you want y'all to do that? Because they thought that's what we do?
Yeah, I'm sure. Part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Everything back to the Breakfast Club. Go ahead.
I mean, it's part of it.
Yeah.
If that's winning, then they're like, well, what are they doing that's winning? So maybe we need to do more of that. And I wasn't good at it. I'm not good at that. And then some power things happened, no pun intended, and people's jobs got shifted. So then when Ebro came, I should have left.
Right.
I should have just jumped ship right then. But I was saying I was loyal, I was scared. I didn't know where my career was going. And I kept just getting moved down.
But you were also doing comedy, by the way, on the side.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, Hot 97 was 17 years of my life. Within that 17 years, I did mad other stuff. Sorry. I do radio. No, I'm not supposed to curse.
Okay.
You were A&R?
Yeah, A&R at Raucous Records, at Tommy Boy,
Didn't you
Star
break
Trek,
Rihanna?
Rockefeller. I helped break Rihanna. Yes.
On the replay, you was in the video.
He was in the video.
I'm famous the DJ. Yeah. Like Rihanna, that's my problem with the industry though, is because I don't brag, I don't boast. I just try to live my life, follow my dreams, and inspire people, right?
Rick Ross.
The amnesia.
Rick Ross too.
The amnesia in the industry is horrible. Clips, Rick Ross, Sean Paul, Rihanna, and then records like Quiet Storm. Like I was Little Kim's DJ. I broke Quiet Storm in the tunnel. Look at the remix. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't just happen out of nowhere. There's connections. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of records I broke. We could take Simon Says, Pharoah Monch. You know what I'm saying? Most Def record, like Most Def and Talib Kweli records played on the radio because of me. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel people just forget. But I don't. Is it my fault? Do I not wear the flag enough? You know what I'm saying?
Did you lose your love for radio?
I don't. It's different now. It's different now.
You was well rested.
I listen to breaks on the radio now, like on the weekend. Like this weekend, I was listening, and I usually don't listen to radio no more. And I was listening, and the time slot that made me famous, which was Cipha Saturdays, which was at 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on a Saturday, the first mix show ever on a weekday, in a weekend daytime slot. I basically invented that. And I listened to it over the weekend, and the break was like 8 seconds long. Where I used to have 4 minutes to talk to the people, have fun, make jokes, play little interview parts and stuff. There's no personality now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a couple people who still got it, and then look what's happening. You guys got all the personality, and they put you on around the country. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not the same. Like radio is sad, man. It's my whole career was made there, and it's sad now. But I'm on to TV now. I don't know if you guys know I have a TV
True
show.
TV, let's talk about that.
Laugh Moms, Laugh Traps premiering Wednesday, January 3rd, 11 p.m. It's already on. Now I want to ask you, why did they make y'all look like doofuses on the TV show? it was like that was y'all role, like they was playing y'all. Like,
Yeah, that's quicksand again.
How you mean?
like they just made you two look like Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Like y'all.
Who's you two? What do you mean?
You and the guy I don't like.
So he's talking about
Explain the
the.
show.
What show you
It was a mock. He's talking about the mock.
Oh,
The mock reality show. He just
explain.
didn't talk about what he was talking about.
TV show.
No, but I thought
Oh, I didn't hear you say how they said it.
the other thing.
Oh,
Oh, my bad.
yeah, I think you're talking about Laugh
My
Tracks.
bad.
Laugh Tracks, I do not look like a doofus.
No.
How 97 show. Okay, that show, that's another, I'm glad you brought that up. That's another reason why I stayed.
Okay.
Right? Because I was going to leave. I'm the only one that didn't sign the contract to do that show. And I remember I was in London, and they were like, yo, if you don't sign by Monday, you can't be on the show. And I was like, yeah, but this deal, like, basically says you can't have any, they own your digital, they own all the rights, all this stuff. So I was like, I can't sign this.
Mona Scott contract.
Absolutely.
That's what that was.
But they used to dealing with, no disrespect to reality people, but nobodies who want to get on TV and then become somebodies or try to. We were already somebodies. So I was like, I'm not signing a reality star contract. I need a real deal. So anyway, we met the producer of that show, this guy named Ian Gelfand, and he was like, yo, we want to make it a mock reality show, and it's going to be funny.
Like Curb Your Enthusiasm was the plan.
Yes. That's what it was supposed
But
to be.
nobody told anybody.
And you're a big fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I'm looking at it like I'm already doing my comedy thing. If I could be funny on this TV show, it could launch my comedy career. It didn't. But that was my train of thought. So here's what happened. They sold it as a comedy show.
Correct.
In the middle, the lady who bought it at VH1 either left or got fired. I don't know. In the middle of us taping, a new boss comes in and goes, we don't do comedy shows, we do reality shows. But we had already shot over half the episodes. So they edited them to try to make a reality show out of it. But we had already filmed, we were scripted. We had scripted shows, not like actual scripts, but like outlines of what we were going to do. And then they try to edit it to look like a reality show, and it just fell apart. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it just I liked some of the things I did, but then a lot of it got cut, and I'm still friends with the producer. He's a great guy. He just got caught in the nonsense.
Do you think the Breakfast Club really shook up what y'all was trying to do over there?
Yeah, of course. I mean, back then I looked at it like the old school radio competition where, like, you know, we spray paint on your street team van, you pop our tires, but then it got ugly in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
You were never ugly, though. I would say Cipha never was.
I'm not an ugly person.
Right. It wasn't his thing. And I could never say anything bad about Cipha because we had a great relationship.
Yo, Angela Yee introduced me to my wife, yo. Like, there's nothing ever I can say about Angela Yee. I don't care what she does. Like, I'll never talk bad about her. Envy is someone I always looked up to, how he just, he made records, he DJ'd all these parties, he was on the morning show before me. Like, I don't know you that well back then, but I respected where you came from, you know what I'm saying? And how you did it. And also, I remember one time I texted you, because you said some 5% stuff.
Yes.
And I hit you like, oh, I didn't know you was God Body.
Charlamagne the God?
It made sense after I said it.
Yeah.
But and then it got ugly, and I was like, I don't. Why? Let's just,
Right.
People started talking about bringing up police and families, and I was like, this is nasty, yo.
Was it almost true that I almost got y'all killed after you made the comments about Haitians and I gave you donkey today? Is that?
I don't. If you listen to Rosenberg, yes.
That's why I don't like him, but continue.
Yeah, that's why you don't like him?
No, that's a lot of reasons, but that's why.
That was a spark? Well, that's why he doesn't like you.
I just don't like him. I don't know why.
Yo, I made a mistake. I made a stupid joke on the air, and I apologize for it. I mean,
Let's read the joke.
Oh,
my God.
Let's read the joke. According to the Daily News in 2010, Cipha Sounds made a comment on the morning show on Hot 97 by saying, the reason I'm HIV negative is because I don't mess with Haitian girls.
It's just a bad
Bad joke, yeah. But you know what's funny?
Nothing.
It's not funny. But that's actually what I said.
We know we had to
No, but the thing is, a lot of the things on the news was misquoted.
Got you.
So that's funny you say that because I was not allowed to talk about what I really said. It doesn't make it better. The joke is horrible. But I'm saying, but I wanted to go and clear my name, and they were like, apologize, we move on. That joke was a horrible mistake and almost ended my career.
Really?
And yeah, I almost got fired. I was like on suspension for like a month.
Wow.
And was about to get fired, and luckily I went and did all this due diligence with the Haitian community and explained myself, and you know I made amends. You know what I'm saying?
You got this. Charlemagne the God added that his anger and disappointment towards the situation extends to Hot 97, who he believes did not punish the DJ enough for his comments. Hot 97 so-called suspended a guy during the holidays. He was going to be off anyway. They don't care about the people, so why do we care about them? Hip Hop DX.
Yeah, good job, Charlemagne. now here's the deal. You don't know me personally, especially back then. You saw an opening to take out the competition. I respect that.
No, it was really me sticking up for Haitian people because I got a lot of Haitian homies.
So do I.
And so does Cipha.
So do I, which is why.
That's what I'm saying, because you don't know him personally. Cipha definitely has a lot of Haitian.
So how you make that comment?
It was an awful thing.
It was
to
a
say.
stupid joke in the moment because I forgot what even K Fox said, and she threw a condom at me.
She shouted out Wyclef.
No, yeah, she did the reason why it blew up is because she did an event the night before
Wyclef,
with the Wyclef sister and all these, the Haitian. But like, yo, the thing is, I spoke to like after that, I had to go fix it. I spoke to the Haitian community, and I spoke to the Zoes in Miami prisons. You know what I'm saying? And I spoke to, I can't say who, but he was like, nah, don't worry, we're gonna fix it. You good? I'm like, you gonna fix everything? Everything, yeah. He's like, yeah, we're gonna fix it. And I went to Haitian clubs after that, and you know, people stepped to me, and I spoke to them.
Did anybody step to you and go?
Don't laugh at that, Cipha. Don't do it.
Quicksand again. It's quicksand.
Don't do
That
it.
was quick to just blew in my face. Nah, but yeah, I mean, I said something stupid, and I regret it, but.
There you go.
I guess my final question about Hot 97. Did you ever like go cruising for trade with Mr. C?
And that's where the beef started. That right there.
Yeah.
The whole Mr.
Why?
C and Flex and then the morning show.
Why do
That's
you
where it
care
started.
though? Why do you care?
It's just good. Listen, that was great content. You could at that time there was like there's no way that was not gonna be Donkey of the Day material, and he did it 3 times.
Donkey of the Day is amazing the way you do it, but me personally, Luis Diaz, always looks at the other side, and that could be my greatness or it could be my detriment. But imagine somebody going through that and how they must feel every day with like everyone has this, but everyone has like a thing that tortures them. You know what I'm saying? So I feel bad for people when something like that happens.
Right.
Also, yeah, we had a good laugh out of it. And then, I mean, talk about great radio when he was on the air crying about discovering things about himself that he didn't want to admit. You know what I'm saying? Like, amazing radio. But Mr. C's a friend of mine, mentor. Mr. C's the first hip-hop celebrity I ever met when I did like a college radio station, and he told me, yeah, just keep doing it, you know what I'm saying? And I love Mr. C.
We appreciate you for joining us.
Wednesdays, 11 o'clock, and then a whole bunch of other reruns, man. Please watch the show. A lot of young comedians making their name on the show, and a lot of dope actors that are in the recreation. Shout out to True TV, and thank y'all for having me.
Give Cipha Sounds his credit.
How do I get my credit? Let's talk off the air.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Oh, nothing warms my cold heart like watching DJ Envy express beige rage early in the morning. Oh, it's amazing.
What happened?
That's when we work
I
with a
walked
bunch
out
of
of the
ass.
room and I came back in.
We gotta start.
And it was on the podcast.
Can we start recording the behind the
It's
scenes?
just stupid-ish. When
Man,
you work with people that just do
don't
stupid
bring it to the
things.
radio.
You
Stop.
brought it to the radio.
I just said you
I know
expressed
you
beige
did.
rage.
You did.
It could have been about anything.
Just work with
Okay?
stupid
I
people.
also, like the people listening, have no idea what's going on.
Right, he brought it to the radio. I didn't.
I just
All
like
right.
seeing beige
Let's
rage.
do rumor report.
All right, let's talk
Waffle
50.
colored warpath. Stay out of the people's way. Stay out of beige people's way when they get on their waffle colored warpath.
Sometimes you got to.
Well, once again, 50 Cent has made millions, and that is because of Bitcoin. He took a chance way before anybody knew what cryptocurrency was, and back in 2014 when he put out his Animal Ambition album, he allowed people to pay with Bitcoin. And that was now they're saying that he pulled in about 700 Bitcoin in sales, which is over $400,000. That cryptocurrency was in his account for years, and they're saying now it's worth between $7 and $8.5 million.
No drop on the clues bomb for 50 Cent, damn it.
He didn't even know it was there. He forgot all about it. Now that's crazy.
How much is 50 cents in Bitcoin?
I don't know. I don't know what it's worth now.
Okay.
But Bitcoin's stock has shot up, so probably not that much anymore.
Well, you
but if you would have put that 50 cents back then, it'd be worth a lot right now. All right, Jada Pinkett has some things to say about everybody hating on Monique for her Netflix boycott call to action. Now, Monique is saying this when people compare her to Amy Schumer, saying that's why Amy Schumer deserved $13 million and Monique deserved $500,000.
In 2017, Amy Schumer did a film called Snatch. That film made $45 million domestically. In 2016, I did a film called Almost Christmas. That film made $42 million domestically. Amy Schumer's budget for Snatch was $42 million, and it made $45 million. That's a $3 million profit. Almost Christmas budget was $17 million, and it made $42 million. That's a $25 million profit. Could somebody please make it make sense?
That is very manipulative of Monique. Post the ticket sales. Post how much Amy Schumer made on her last world tour, as opposed to what Monique is doing in ticket sales when it comes to stand-up comedy. That's what it's about. And I'm going to tell y'all something else, because I do want to see Monique get more money. You know Monique has a stand-up special on Netflix right now called I Could Have Been Your Cellmate.
How'd it do?
Nobody watches it. So how about y'all go watch it so she can have these screaming numbers when she goes into these meetings, so she can say, you know what, my last special on Netflix did this.
Now, if you're boycotting, you can't watch it, though. So now you got to pay.
Boycotting? Netflix is on my remote.
She wants a boycott. She's calling for a boycott.
It's hard to boycott something that's on your remote. Netflix is on my remote.
All right, well, Jada Pinkett Smith is speaking out. She said you don't have to like Monique's approach. You don't have to agree with her boycott, but don't allow all of that to make you blind to the fact that non-white women and impoverished white women are underpaid, underrepresented, and undervalued everywhere by everyone. As a community, we should be supporting the light she is shining on this truth.
Why do we act like things don't have nuance? I mean, Jada is right. You know I'm a Pinkett Smith, Winfrey knows Carter, but not in this case. When it comes to Monique, it's about data, it's about ticket sales, it's about social media following, it's about market value. Monique has a special on Netflix right now called I Could Have Been Your Cellmate.
How old is it, though?
It's been on there for years. Y'all don't watch it. If y'all watched it, then she would have had that as leverage when she went in there to do negotiations for her Netflix deal.
But do you know what the numbers were for that? Because it could have did good.
I know Netflix doesn't release numbers. I thought, right?
Listen, man. Trust me, it didn't do good. I talked to people at Netflix because I did research about this because I was really confused. And when it came to Wanda Sykes, they offered Wanda Sykes this deal like 4 or 5 years ago. The guy that's in place right now...
She said she got less than half of what Monique was offering.
Yes, but the guy who's in place right now that does all the big stand-up deals, he wasn't even there when they offered Wanda Sykes that deal. He told me that they would definitely give Wanda Sykes some M's right now. Absolutely.
Well, Wanda Sykes, you heard it here. Go get your M's, girl. Go get your M's.
And I was told that this week. They said they would definitely give Wanda Sykes some M's right now. I don't know how many M's. Right. Don't quote me on that, but they said
she
definitely would be worth an M or better right now.
An M.
That's what they did say that, an M or better.
We just throwing the word M like it's like an M or better. That's a
lot of money. Yes.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne.
Yes.
Who you giving that donkey to?
Listen, man, I don't really know what's going on in the world anymore, but I woke up this morning and everybody's calling for Jay Holiday, so I did a little investigation. So I need Jay Holiday to come to the front of the congregation. We like to have a word with him. Y'all remember who Jay Holiday is, right?
He had that song, Bed.
Yeah, put you to bed, bed. Yeah, that song that people didn't like to hear during the day, back in the day. I've been doing radio for a long time, about 20 years now.
That's actually took the place of Pony as a male stripper song because every male stripper all of a sudden started dancing to Bed. I actually have some great footage if you want to take a look at it.
I'll pass.
Jay Holiday needs to come to the front of the congregation. We like to have a word with him.
All right, Donkey Days next is the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Get my Donkey of the Day slides, Steve. Get my Donkey of the Day slides. I got on Donkey of the Day slides, courtesy of iSlides. Now, Donkey of the Day for Wednesday, January 24th goes to the artist formerly known as Jay Holiday. Now, I get emails every now and then asking to have Jay Holiday on the Breakfast Club. And at 3:34 p.m. yesterday, I got one of those emails, and the email said, "Do you guys have space for this interview? This rant is growing press under it. Can he clear this up and say what he really meant by the IG post?" I had no idea what they was talking about, but I always feel like that's whack to me. You know, when a irrelevant artist wants to do a whole interview based off a rant they had on social media. If you had no buzz doing anything else, or if you was a star who had a buzz back in the day and you were trying to reheat those cold french fries that are your career by going off on a social media rant, I'm not interested. So I didn't even look at the attachment in the email, but as I look at it now, it was a picture of a man I assume is Jay Holiday. And the reason I say assume is because I have zero idea what this young man, Jay Holiday, looks like, okay? iPhone X face recognition fail-ass boy. Now, you know your Uncle Charlotte not the highest grade of weed in the dispensary, so feel free to reach out to me on social media and explain to me why Jay Holiday is mad at the Grammy nominations. The only time you should be mad at Grammy nominations is if you are in contention for one. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Jay Holiday wasn't in contention for no Grammy, was he? He wasn't, right? Now, the last and only time, you know, that he was nominated for a Grammy was 2009 for his album Back of My Lack. I know you're thinking all I know is the record Bed. Well, Bed was on that album. And he lost that year to the queen of hip-hop soul, Mary J. Blige. Dropping the clues bombs for Mary J. Blige. Oscar nominated. Now, I was thinking, okay, maybe Jay Holiday is writing for people, so that's why he's mad. Maybe a song he wrote was in contention and didn't get nominated, so therefore he didn't get nominated, so he's mad. But no, that's not the case. Jay Holiday just... mad. Yeah. So he decided to post the video on social media. I saw it on Baller Alert's page. Let's hear what Jay Holiday had to say.
So apparently, man, the black man's still losing to the women. I get it. No disrespect. I was raised by a woman. I have 2 older sisters, man. I have absolute all respect for black women. But with that being said, understand this, man. Black men, African-American men, men from the hood, we go through everything to make sure that who we care about are taken care of. We don't swing our around. We don't do all this bullshit to be seen. I could be that over here is up. I know a whole bunch of little ass that sing that I could call their ass the out, but I don't. And understand this. I got daughters, man. Cardi, Beyonce, SZA, all y'all motherfuckers. Stop using that pain to make it okay to say some bull on your record and get nominated for a Grammy for going through some bull. Cause so have I.
All right, let's unpack this.
Sheesh.
Let's unpack
By the way, I thought it was Cat Williams when I saw the video. I was like, why is Cat Williams talking? Because he looks just like him.
But first of all, I have no idea what Jay Holiday is really talking about, okay? He starts off sounding like he's still salty that Mary J. Blige beat him in 2009 for the Grammy. Then he starts talking about black women singing about their pain. Since when don't artists of all genders make music about the pain they have been through?
That's what we relate to.
Yeah, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's because of society, whether it's tragedies in the hood, the foundation that most great black, you know, classic music is built on is pain. I mean, in fact, Jay-Z is nominated for 444. That album is about pain, the pain of breaking your wife's heart because of infidelity, the growing pains of being a father, a better husband, the pain of his mother having to suppress her sexuality and then smiling because she was free to be who she is. Like, it's all about pain. Kendrick Lamar has a bunch of Grammy nominations, and Kendrick talks about everything from depression to suicidal thoughts. Is that not pain? Here's the problem. Jay Holiday, in the words of my homie Amanda Seales, is one of those guys who likes poom poom but doesn't like women. Okay, Jay Holiday clearly has a problem with getting bested by a woman. Okay, you gotta go read the caption on this video. Okay, Jay Holiday's caption on this video said, as a black mother effing man, yes, salty, I lost to Mary J. Blige. Negro, that was 2009, get over it, all right? You didn't win in 2009, okay? You should have did what another great black R&B singer said to do, and that's dust yourself off and try again, all right? R.I.P. Aaliyah. Then he put I'm over it. No, you're not, because if you did, you wouldn't be making this video. Jay Holiday put hashtag pain wins, not talent. Hashtag don't support junkie music. Hashtag the weekend chick. Hashtag watermelon swallowing. Hashtag foreign poom poom. What are you doing to help? Because my daughters love y'all, but are not allowed to listen. That's a problem. Jay Holiday, when you are the author of a song called Bed, you are not allowed to be that hypocritical. My name is Charlamagne the God. This is my 20th year in this radio business, okay? I started off as an intern in 1998 in Charleston, South Carolina at C93 Jam. So I was around and very active during the Jay Holiday Bed era. I remember people being upset that record was playing during the day. Listeners did not think that record Bed was appropriate for kids to be listening to during the day. But it didn't stop the record, you know, but the same complaints you have about these young ladies, you know, sexually explicit lyrics, People had those same complaints about beds. So my brother, what the hell are you talking about? And let's be clear, you said pain wins, not talent. No, talent wins. And Jay Holiday, you were not more talented than Mary J. Blige in 09. And I'm pretty sure you're not as talented as SZA and Beyonce now. It's not about gender, sir. It's about greatness. And in 09, you was good, but you weren't great. It's simple. And if you were great, my brother, where you been? Last time you dropped an album was 2014, Guilty Conscience. I don't want to hear you yelling from the sidelines. If you think you still got some skills, get in the game. Don't complain, compete. Stop telling me about gender and black man versus black woman, talent versus pain. Man, those ladies are working and you are not simple and plain. Stop being one of those dudes who likes poom poom but hates women. Knock it off. Now, I'm only talking about this because I need content for Donkey today. But the resurfacing of Jay Holiday made me think about something.
What?
What are the top 5 most irrelevant holidays? Like, we all have the holidays that really mean something to us. I love Christmas. I love New Year's Eve. I love Valentine's Day. But there's some holidays that I don't give a damn about. So these are Charlemagne the God's top 5 most irrelevant national holidays. Number 5, Groundhog Day. I don't give a damn about no Groundhog.
That's coming up.
Okay?
It's February 2nd.
Look, I don't care.
And if he sees his shadow...
That's the only time. That's the only time I care. The only time I ever care is when I see the president do that thing where the groundhog peeps out and sees his shadow. That's the only time I care.
I thought.
What?
Groundhog is when you're about to go to the bathroom and it comes out a little bit and then you suck it back in.
All right. I wouldn't even recognize the groundhog. Okay, I wouldn't even recognize the groundhog if I saw one in the street. All right.
Groundhogging.
I would probably mistake a groundhog for a woodchuck, but I would recognize a groundhog before I recognize Jay Holiday. Now, number 4, most irrelevant holidays. April Fool's Day. Bro, there is absolutely no reason on April 1st for people to be falling for April Fool's Day's pranks. The jig been up. In fact, April Fool's Day is so irrelevant that nobody even bothers to do the pranks anymore.
I already had one planned for you guys that I've been planning out since.
Well, I think we pretty much know when April Fool's Day is.
Pretty much.
Number 3 most irrelevant holiday, National Selfie Day. That's every June 21st. Selfies do not need its own holiday simply because people catch lice from selfies every day, B. All right. Number 2 most irrelevant holiday. Christopher Columbus Day. F that murderous bastard, Christopher Columbus. Only Christopher we acknowledge is Wallace. Now, the number 1 most irrelevant holiday. I need a drum roll for this one. Turn the drum roll up, okay? The number 1 most irrelevant holiday. Beating out National Talk Like a Pirate Day. Beating out National Peanut Butter Day.
Oh, wow.
Beating out National Hat Day.
Wow.
The most irrelevant holiday is Jay Holiday. Drop on a cool bomb for that, damn it. What does Jay Holiday win? He gets the biggest hee-haw courtesy of Remy Ma.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. You stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb? Wow.
Gosh.
Fight me when you see me, damn it.
I'm sure he will.
You know it was just Winnie the Pooh Day.
Sure
you think he's more irrelevant than Winnie the Pooh Day?
That's an easy one.
First of all, don't you ever disrespect Winnie the Pooh.
Well, you didn't come in here dressed up like him.
I dress like him at home. Red t-shirt, no drawers.
All right, there you go.
It's not a t-shirt, it's more like a crop top.
Well, don't judge me for what I do at home.
All right, if you like it, we love it. All right.
Okay, Ezekiel Elliott in the bedroom.
All right, thank you for that dog ear today. I don't know. Next up, Ask Yee. 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice, call Yee right now. She'll help you out with all your problems. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Jesse from Reno.
Hey, Jesse, what's your question for Yee?
Hey, so I've been in a relationship with this girl for about 4 years now. And before we got together, I used to have sex with men. I consider myself bisexual. And I'm seeing, do I need to tell her about that? Because it's not like I would tell her about every girl I've had sex with in the past, but...
Well, I think
it's a different story.
You think it's potentially she could find out. I do feel like something like that would be something, if you are still bisexual, that she needs to know.
Yeah, and that's what I struggle with right now. I don't know if that's going to change anything or not. And
because imagine she hears about it from somebody else.
And there's always that possibility, but I don't know. It's probably just one of those things that's hard to do. It's hard to come to grips with to change the status of the relationship like that.
Not for nothing, Yee. If he wouldn't tell his ex about his ex-girls...
Yeah, but this is something that he's grappling with because he knows that it's wrong that he hasn't told her. Because if not, it wouldn't even be a question, right? The reason that you're even questioning whether or not you should tell her is because you know you should.
Yeah, and you make a good point. And, you know, when there's every time my mind, not every time, but like every other time, it's still thinking about men when I have sex or when I masturbate, whatever it is.
Charlamagne, grow up. All right,
So,
now,
you know,
listen, I think it's important for you to have that type of disclosure in your relationship because it's the type of thing that she may be able to accept and be okay with once you tell her. But if you don't tell her and she finds out and it seems like you've kept this secret from her, and the fact that you are still bisexual is something, how would you feel if she didn't tell you something like that?
you know, honestly, I probably wouldn't mind too much. You know, like say she did eventually come to me in a year or 2 years and tell me about that.
But eventually you want her to tell you.
Yeah, I would.
All right.
How you know
So
he's not
give her that.
bisexual?
Huh?
Well, how you know you're not bisexual?
He said he is.
He is bisexual.
Oh, you is bisexual.
Yeah, he just said
Okay.
he's bisexual. But here's the thing. So if you know you want the respect of her eventually telling you, then you should give her that respect. And listen, she's going to know it's a difficult thing for you to have to tell her. Trust and believe. And she will at least appreciate the fact that you were honest. Now, what happens from there, at least you gave her a choice. So now she has a decision to make. If she has a problem with it, that's not the right person for you. But if she doesn't, and she's like, okay, I can accept this, and it's things that you're going to need to talk about her. That's part of being in a relationship. Everything that you have to tell the other person isn't going to be easy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. I appreciate that.
You gonna tell her?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell her.
Are you gonna tell her jaws aren't strong enough? That's why you keep thinking about other men?
No, I'm gonna tell her she's missing a little piece that might make that difference.
And maybe she'll get a toy or something that she could play and put on and do you with.
Ooh, no, that's an idea.
You never know until you ask, right?
Turning the young M.A. on us.
I know. It's like Shark Tank in here.
It's like Shark Tank in it. I don't even know what that means.
All right,
I don't want to know.
Well, enjoy, bro.
How does that mean?
Right.
What does that mean?
The only shots you
gotta
miss are the
say.
ones you don't take,
Right?
right?
Like Shark Tank in it.
Definitely.
All right,
right.
bro. Well, have a good one, man. Enjoy.
What does that even mean?
All right, hey, that's like a lot of ideas coming all at once.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought you meant they
In
smell
your mind.
blood like sharks in a tank.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, that's very morbid. Thank you for that one, though.
You tell
Okay.
him you ain't blood in years.
Stop it. Ask ye 800-585-1051. One more questions when we come back. Is the Breakfast Club? Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Hi, it's CJ.
Hey, CJ. What's your question for ye?
So my question is, so I've been in a relationship for about a year with a guy that I've met who's in prison.
Okay.
And I'm just wondering, like, how should I go about telling my parents? My parents are really conservative and really religious and really strict, so I don't know how to go about telling them.
So you met him while he was in jail?
Yeah.
How did that happen? I'm just curious.
We met online.
Okay, so it was like an online. What's he in jail for?
It's a long story, honestly. But he's been, as of now, in prison for 11 years, and he has like 2.5 more years left.
Okay, and this is somebody that you feel like when he gets out, you're going to keep on dating him, and when he gets out, you guys are in a committed, serious relationship.
That's the plan. I mean, we've talked about it, so.
Are you sure he's not talking to other people he met online also?
No, I'm 100% sure. Like, 100% sure. He actually doesn't have access to internet. It was his sister who kind of like set it up, who was responding for him.
Okay, so, but you're not sure that you are his only person that he's talking to?
I mean, I think I'm sure. I go and see him, every other week, and he told me that he wasn't talking to anybody else. So.
All right. Well, and your main thing is you want to be with him. You just want to break the news to your parents.
Right.
Girl, listen, at the end of the day, those are your parents, and they're going to love you. I get it that they're very conservative. And, of course, they're concerned about their daughter, as they should be, right?
Right.
So, and even as a friend, I would just be concerned about your feelings, about, I don't know what this man did that he was in prison for. But
I mean, it was like a combined thing. Like, it was 3 of them at the same time, and they all got charged with the same thing, just kind of guilty by association.
You should have snitched.
What is he charged with? I'm just curious.
Robbery, possession of a firearm, battery of a police officer, and I can't remember the last thing, but
Okay.
all that he got.
Anything that a parent would be concerned about, because you would be concerned if one of your friends came to you and said, I'm dating this guy who's in jail and this is what he's been charged with. He's been there for 11 and a half years and he gets out in 2.5.
Right.
So just anticipate when you do tell your parents. They are going to be concerned about you, and rightfully so, because they care about you.
Right. And I think my dad kind of already knows, because at first I was getting mail to my house and he was just kind of like, cut that off. I don't want nobody in jail knowing my address or where I live.
Right. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you love somebody and that's an obstacle you have to overcome, I'm just saying you be careful and understand that your parents are going to certainly have an issue with it. So, I mean, there's just nothing you can do about it. What can you do? They already know. I'm sure they know. I'm sure they would prefer the circumstances were different. I'm sure you would prefer the circumstances are different. You also don't know if he's going to come home and be with somebody else, or if something crazy is going to happen, because that happens all the time, too.
Right, and we've talked about that, too.
Right. So anybody could tell you anything, because trust me, guys in jail will tell you anything to keep you.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a matter of show and tell. So I think that once he comes home and you figure out what's going to happen, that's when you can really determine where your relationship's going to go, because it is going to be a period of time. He hasn't been home in a long time. A lot has changed in over a decade.
Right. So do you think I should just wait until he comes home? Like,
yes.
Okay.
Yes, I would, because you don't even know what's going to happen.
That's true.
All right.
All right, well, thank you.
And be careful with yourself and your heart.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We got rumors on the way?
Yes, let's talk about Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner. Now, according to Radar Online, he's been cheating on her, and now she is not trying to see him at all, and she's pregnant by him.
All right, we'll get into that when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk amigos.
All right, well, the Migos are on the cover of Rolling Stone, and you know, Torre was just up here. He's the one that actually did that story, and he was talking about that. And they talk about a number of different things, like wealth, rap beefs, becoming a movie star, acting, directing, and Offset, of course, was asked a lot of questions about Cardi B, because how could you not, right? And he said, he talks about proposing to her in front of the world. He said he had to do that in a major way so she wouldn't think I was playing. He said, I must have spent $500,000 on that ring. Now, he talks about initially being drawn to Cardi B because he went out of his way to have a dinner set up in New York so he could meet her. He said, I was like, damn, I am on her. I'm like, ish, I like Cardi B. And he said their first date was the Super Bowl. And we all saw those pictures when they went to the Super Bowl together. And then a year after they met and had their first date, they're now engaged. And he said she's real solid. She came from where I came from, did what I did. She's herself. I've seen her develop from the trenches all the way up, and I like how she did it. I respect her grind as a woman. She came to the game with some gangsta-ish. I like that. I effort her. That's my baby. As far as the wedding, he said, we're not planning it right now. We chilling. We don't got time for that right now.
By the way, if your first date is the Super Bowl, there's no way to go but up. The bar is set pretty high, so you have to be engaged within a year if your first date is the goddamn Super Bowl.
Well, he got it. He's creative. He can figure some things out.
That's man. That's a very high bar.
It is.
Now, Quavo also talked about Joe Budden beef. He said, I ain't never had no beef with Joe Budden. I always just been F him. It's no disrespect. When I say F him, it's not like F him when I see him, let's F him up. It's like a F him, I'm not bothering him. He ain't bothering me type of F.
That's how I feel about the Patriots. F them. No disrespect.
What the Patriots did to you?
They're not my franchise. That's what they did.
What they did to you? They ain't do nothing to you.
Joe Budden is not Quavo's franchise, basically.
No,
so
I know that.
It is what it is. Right, and Quavo also talked about wanting to be a movie star. He said he wants to be a real major star, doing things. I want to be a part of everything. In high school, I played 3 sports, and in the industry, I'm trying to play 3 sports as well.
I mean, why sleep on the Migos now? Okay, the Migos have over-exceeded all expectations, so why would you doubt them now at this point?
All right, now let's talk about Lonnie Love and Ciara. Now, Ciara had reposted Pastor John Gray, and people got upset about her posting this. Too many women want to be married, but you're walking in the spirit of girlfriend. Here was part of that sermon.
The other side for any of my single sisters is, God, where, Lord, when am I going to be found, Jesus? I've been in here worshiping you, perfect in all of your ways, but I'm still single. Here's what the scripture says. He that finds a wife finds a good thing. It didn't say he that finds a girl that he's attracted to, who he then begins to date, who he then calls his girlfriend, who he then buys a ring, proposes, and makes her his fiance, who he then marries later, who becomes his wife. You're not a wife when I marry you, you're a wife when I find you.
All right.
I don't know if I agree with that, though.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either.
It's a process. Like, you meet somebody, you like them.
You got to get to know them.
You get to know them.
Right.
Like, you know, over time, you say if you want to spend the rest of your life with a person. You don't just meet a person and be like, oh, this is going to be my wife.
And a woman is not going to be just sitting there like, I have to make sure that I act like a girlfriend so he chooses me. Well, here's how Lonnie Love responded.
I'm saying in the African American community why there is a shortage pool of available men. Why? Because of over incarceration. If you are growing up in, like, say, the projects, there are not a lot of men. And if those men are getting overly arrested, they can't get a job, then that pool is limited. The root problem is, why aren't there enough available men so that women can get married? People want to be happy like Sierra.
I mean, there's still good men out there. The world is big. I mean, some people have exhausted all their options in certain cities, or as Lonnie said, the projects. But the world is bigger than the projects.
When's the last time you looked for a man, Charlamagne?
Well,
You're married.
I'm not married. I'm out the game.
Come on, stop.
I'm out of the game.
He's not.
I married a woman because all the men weren't available. Okay? There was no good men available. All right?
Well, lucky
so I
you.
married a woman.
Lucky you. It's hard out here.
This guy. I know. This guy.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your rumor report.
All right, shout out to Revolt. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody else, the People's Choice Mix is up next. Don't forget.